A simple concept brewed over a cappuccino. But for more than 2 decades now, it's been an electoral phenomenon. The fall of the coffee somehow calculating the fate of several premiers and a string of prime ministerships across 10 elections.
I think it's a great idea. It's really caught on. And what's the latest count?
John Howard topped Miss Maud's Bean poll a record 3 times, but the popular PM had a bitter taste in 2007. This campaign he's called by in person with high-profile Liberal MP Ken Wyatt to help turn the tide in the coalition's favour. Or should that be flavour?
When you look at Miss Maud's Bean polls, they've been very interesting, and they've been fairly close to the mark in terms of the way people are intending to vote or thinking to vote.
If he wins, he'll be the first person to hold the seat for 2 consecutive terms. Because it was originally won by Labor, and then it was won by us, and then it was won back by Labor. Ken won it back in 2010. So if he wins again on the 7th of September, he will have held it for 2 terms in succession.
Across the city, another brew and lots more beans in the seat of Perth. Labor hopeful Alana McTiernan is tipping in, hoping for an ALP win.
It's really interesting. People are wanting to engage in politics and being part of the action. And Maud tells me that this has been a very, very accurate predictor, at least of primary votes. So looking at that, I'm feeling pretty good. I think that the beans are with us.
Meanwhile, Labor Senator Sue Lines was adding to the brew.
I've participated in it before, putting my bean in. I think it's good. And if people come in and get their coffee, and I watch people coming in and taking it very seriously about where they put their bean, and if you go down and sit and have a coffee, you might discuss the issues of the day, and I think that's good for all of us.
First created in 1996 by Swedish-born restaurateur Maud Edmiston, a coffee bean poll has proved an uncanny measure of the mood of the electorate.
That was back in 96. And the election was coming on, and I felt that people weren't engaged in it and didn't have fun with it. And so I came up with this idea that if people could see what people in their own community was feeling, that would give them happiness, plus having an opportunity to sit down with friends and perhaps discuss some issues.
It seems coffee gets the conversation going, with voters in WA keen to cast their bean.
I think it's a great idea. Yeah. Fantastic.
Having a bean poll, I think it's fantastic. It gives regular people an opportunity just to have their say and have a bit of fun.
I think the idea of having that like that is fantastic because it gives you a truly accurate definition of what people like me think.
It's a good idea, but I don't know who to pick, so I didn't put it in.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah. It's a good, easy way to express your point of view, I suppose. Yeah,
I reckon it's a great idea. Yeah, no, not that I got to use it, my wife put it in for me.
There's no shortage of polls at this time of the year, but with only days until the election, Miss Maud's Bean poll would seem to be the one to watch.
It's amazing. The customers has been spot on every time, and this is the 10th time we're doing it. So, at first I thought it was just plain luck, but then I really worked out that it is with so many people. Last time we had 50,000 people who took part in the coffee bean poll.
Either way, the results will be unveiled on election eve with a giant cake decorated with the final bean count.